Hey everyone, welcome to the first of our information sessions all about the Event Planning Professional Certificate that is powered by Alberta University of the Arts. It has just been my joy to be working with the team over the last couple of years to put together 5 micro-credentials that are all meant to be for you as somebody planning or promoting events as part of a role in a company. Maybe it's yourself, you're planning events. Maybe you're part of an organization, or you put your hands up as a volunteer to plan and promote an event in your world. So this first information session is about opportunities in event planning. This is about understanding the importance of events and your role as the planner. Heidi, do you want to maybe start us off and tell us who you are and all
Yes,
about these micro-credentials?
that sounds great. So, hi, Lisa. My name is Heidi Brandley. I'm the Manager of Entrepreneurship and Innovation at Alberta University of the Arts, or AUArts, formerly known as ACAD. Some of you may be familiar with us. We've been around for almost 100 years. I'm very excited to be here today to promote and share with you some of our exciting new courses, new micro credentials that we are launching in event planning. And I'm very pleased to be bringing to our webinar today Lisa Gareau, who was instrumental in designing and developing these micro credentials for AUArts through Candy Event Consulting, and leveraging her extensive background in event planning and bringing that creative lens that we value so much here at AUArts. And we wanted to share with you these wonderful micro credentials, and I'll pass it over to Lisa.
So Heidi, you and I have known each other now for a couple of years, and we knew each other when it was really brand new. The idea of micro credentials at the Alberta University of the Arts. Maybe some people didn't even know, till now, that these are an option for them, and that it's done from that creative. I have this up here. Creativity happens here. That is so much an AU Arts way of being. Can you tell us a little bit of the journey to where you actually as a team decided that micro credentials were the way to go in this context, and then how did you choose event planning as, I think it was the first micro credential that we put in motion?
Yes, well, part of AUArt's ongoing journey and what we're looking to achieve is really part of our strategic growth is providing professional development opportunities. In addition to the fact that we're a university and we provide degree programming, we're also looking at building out our micro-credential offering related to professional skills that can be developed and stacked in multiple different ways. And so the nice thing about micro-credentials is that they're short, they're online, they're competency based, and so you really focused on developing those key competencies in order to bring that directly into the workplace. So they're industry relevant, they're timely, and we wanted to make sure that we're offering something that's very relevant and ties in well with our brand of creativity and the arts. And so, but also through business and entrepreneurship and innovation, which is part of our portfolio. So the School of Continuing Education and Professional Development has launched these micro credentials in events, and we were particularly drawn to you, Lisa, because of your creative and artisanal approach in the event planning space, and also recognizing that your knowledge is geared towards what the latest trends are in the industry, and kind of breaking the mold a little bit and going out into the more creative aspects and the more innovative aspects of event planning. And so that was something that really drew us together. And I think we've really had a meeting of the minds and created these fantastic micro credentials. And we were really excited to be offering this to the public. I think this ties in really well with who we are as an institution, and very pleased to be offering these. So
I can't wait for people to dive in, because when they start to see the weight of what AU Arts is as an institution and the history, 100 years, is it in 2020?
2026
Is going to be 100 years.
Yes.
And for you to also be innovating and using your voice as AU Arts in a way that will benefit so many people that might not be able to come in to the building or even want to take necessarily a full course at the university, that they can not just dip their toe in, but they can get some very practical learning and connections and confidence through these micro credentials. So I'm so thrilled that we'll be able to offer these for the people out there that are specifically in my world, that are planning and promoting events in a way that you just want to know that you have that confidence and the connections you need to make this happen. Awesome. Thank you so much, Heidi. It has just been such a dream to be working with you and the team and the learning development team, who was so instrumental in also getting everything onto Moodle. If you haven't taken a micro credential, I have been on my own learning journey on what does it mean to be learning online? What does a micro credential mean, and why does it matter to you as a learner? A lot of us have that creative spark. We are either artists, or we're creative entrepreneurs, or we're people that are out there doing the work of event planning in ways that we're solution finders, and we're trying to fit this work into maybe a job that we have, maybe our artistic work, maybe something that is new to us. We want to take on a new role, and event planning is one of those things. So when we started talking about building out micro credentials for these people that are out there already, some of them planning and promoting their own events, it just felt like such a really neat marriage between what AU Arts was wanting to create and what I've been doing now for almost 17 years in my business. And when we start talking about creativity and event planning, sometimes people might think, well, I don't really know how to organize all the pieces. I don't know how to put together an event and feel confident that it is what it needs to be. Now, these micro credentials, we've got 5 of them, and they are all going to be very close to those job requirements that you have, or that event you want to run, to give you that precision type of planning, that it's going to give you the tools that you need. And what I say here, and I've been saying all over LinkedIn the last few days, is that these micro credentials also give you that opportunity to find that passion in your planning, because not everyone comes to planning events in the same way. So we're going to help you find that. This first information session is all about the first micro credential that I created, but it's about opportunities in event planning. And so when we talk about opportunities in event planning, it's similar to what I just said, but we have formalized it in a way here where there is an opportunity for you. Maybe Heidi, do you want to share some of the opportunities that you're seeing, and micro credentials in general, but with the event planning micro credentials? What do you hope that some of these learners might be leaving with, that they'll be able to utilize this in their lives?
Great. Well, I think what we're hoping is that they'll find a new perspective in event planning. Some of the newer approaches that your experience brings to the table, Lisa, and also just being able to be creative and have fun with event planning and bring it into every aspect of their lives. So whether that's planning events in your personal life, or whether it's a role that you're doing that requires events, making sure that you have the latest and the greatest technology and tools and understanding of how event planning works in today's market.
Awesome. And so if you don't mind, I'm going to jump in and I'm going to play the intro video that I created. This is probably over a year ago now, but that I put together for this particular micro credential. I think it's going to give all of you a little bit of a taste on what you would be learning as you get into this particular micro credential. So I'm going to press play, and you let me know if you can all hear this. We are talking today in this very first micro credential all about purpose. So we're leaning into why gathering matters, why events matter. My name is Lisa Gareau. I am your subject matter expert. I have had the joy of pulling together all of my experience, my knowledge, my expertise around planning events. I know that events can be that opportunity for us to connect. But why does it actually matter? There is now research about connection in our society and the value of connecting with others. What a beautiful opportunity as an event planner to bring people together, to give people that opportunity to connect with each other in very unique, incredible ways, but all grounded in purpose. So in this first micro-credential, your purpose micro-credential, we're going to be talking about the value of gathering, the purpose of your event. Why does it matter? Those types of event categories that you could lean into, learn more, and actually start planning for your business or your organization or your group. We're going to talk about your human return on investment. So I know many of us talk about our ROI at our event. What is that return? We invest so much time, so much money, so much energy. We want to see a return, but we're going to flip that a little bit and talk about the human aspect. Those guests that are showing up, that heartbeat of your event is really that human return on investment. It is so important that we get clear about that when we talk about purpose. We're also going to jump into the strengths, your strengths that it takes to plan events. And you might just be starting, you might be coming in cold to planning events. Maybe you've been planning events for a long time and you're feeling like there is this opportunity for you to lean in, learn some more, give yourself an opportunity to explore some other parts of event planning. This course is for you too. We're going to be talking about discovering your unique planning skills and how do you integrate those things into the work that you do, into the planning of your event. We're going to be talking about collective purpose. You're going to be building a whole purpose statement around your event, doing some work about really why does your event matter? Who are you trying to serve through that event? And ultimately, what is the bigger picture, that bigger positive impact that you're making in the world through your event? We're also going to talk about feasibility of your event. So before we even start planning, we want to put things through what we call a feasibility filter. We're going to be talking about mental health and wellness, a big topic, especially since the pandemic. We need to learn how to take care of ourselves and those around us in healthier ways. As planners, again, we plan for everyone else, but not so much for our own health and wellness. We're also going to talk about perfectionism. This is something that I have learned. I am a recovering perfectionist. It's important when we're talking about purpose that we get to the heart of why we're planning this event in the first place. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it does have to be purposeful. Events can be such a fantastic way for us to gather people together, not just for our own purposes so that we can share our idea or our product or our message, but where people feel like they can belong to something bigger than themselves, where they feel completely at home. To get there to that sense of belonging, we have to talk about IDEA, which is inclusivity, diversity, equity, and accessibility that leads us to that space where people can belong at any event, meeting, or gathering that we're planning. So welcome here. Welcome to Micro Credential number 1, to all about purpose in your planning. I can't wait to hear from you, discuss, lean into the learning, find ways that you can actually now include belonging in the work that you do, the planning work that you do. Let's get started. Let's start with more purposeful event planning. So that video just gave you a taste of what does it mean when you're going to dive into this micro credential, all about those opportunities in event planning. And one thing that I really have found in creating this is the leadership component. So whether you feel like you're a leader in your event planning or not, if you feel like you haven't taken this on in the way that you would like to, this first micro credential is going to give you that foundation where you'll start strategically planning your events as a leader, as somebody that can take over the details, but also take care of yourself in the process. So our first poll question is, what brought you to this information session today? Number 1, you're curious about a career or side role in event planning. Number 2, I already plan events, but I want more structure, tools, and confidence. Or number 3, I'm an artist, creative, and I want to use events to showcase my work. Number 3, I'm a community builder or change maker, exploring how events can create impact. Or I'm just curious and I am exploring my options. When you think about planning events, what excites you the most? Creating meaningful experiences for others, using events as a way to share art, culture, or ideas, bringing people together to solve problems or spark change, or designing the details and atmosphere that make people feel something. Feel free, you can answer the poll or you can just put it in the chat. So, what do you hope to gain from an event planning course like this? Practical tools and templates, confidence in planning and leading events, or you're a creative and an artisan and you want that perspective in event planning, maybe strategies for engaging communities and stakeholders, or professional credibility or certification. And I want to know, what's your biggest challenge when it comes to planning events? Knowing where to start or creating a clear plan? Managing all the moving pieces like the people and the budgets and the timelines, or making events unique and impactful, maybe communicating and promoting effectively, or turning big ideas into real action where it actually is an event. You've taken those ideas and you've made it into something real. So now that you've heard all about the micro credentials at Alberta University of the Arts and the event planning micro credentials that I created, and I brought in some amazing contributors that you will want to meet. So the question is, which micro credential would be most relevant for where you are at today that you would like to start with? This is to remind you that you don't have to start at opportunities in event planning. You could be starting at strategic event planning. You could be starting at communication in event planning, wherever you want to start. So here are your options: opportunities in event planning, strategic event planning, engaging and managing stakeholders, effective communication, or turning your plans into action. There's so much goodness squeezed into all of these micro credentials. I have been at this work now through my business, Candy Event Consulting, for 17 years. And I know what it means for people that are planning and promoting their own events to learn, to start to digest what does it mean to do this work better, to have more passion in your work, to find that purpose in your planning. And what I'm really excited about this information session is that we will in November be having one session where we'll invite many of our contributors that have added their voice to all 5 of the micro credentials. They will be with us to answer some questions and to share a little bit about their contribution. So any last thoughts, Heidi?
I would just like to encourage everyone to check out these exceptional micro credentials. We're very proud of these, very proud to be offering these to the marketplace, and I think you're going to find them very relevant and timely with wherever you're at in your career and wherever you're at with your event planning journey.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And hopefully we'll see many of you in the course in the next months to come.